Hello everyone, this is Embrosewyn. I just wanted to give a short introduction to the video you're about to watch. This is a question and answer session with the audience from the 1996 channeling that Philos did in Ashland, Oregon about the root keys. So please be kind when you watch this video. Realize this is a 1996 videotape, so it was old and both the audio and the video quality are not that great. Listen closely as Philos talks and his accent will become more clear. Enjoy.
I will entertain questions now on the root keys.
Could you explain more about how come they're called these little names?
Certainly, I'm very happy to do that. Sound is a vibration. As we know, all that is vibration. All that is energy. All energy is vibration. All vibration is matter. When you speak a sound or hear a sound, there is power or destruction, or creation or destruction in that sound. There is also the immediate time that you can connect. For instance, it's the same for smells. How many times have you been walking around and all of a sudden you hear a sound, perhaps a song on the radio, or you smell a smell, perhaps a flower or a perfume, and instantly you are transported back to years and years ago. Perhaps when you were a child, perhaps when you had your first girlfriend or boyfriend. Instantly like that, it transports you. Well, it's the same with the reason that these names are as they are. When you say the word Z, that immediately, that sound, that Z sound, immediately brings a connection to the higher self and the psychic abilities. When you say that the sound ka, that immediately connects you to your mental centers and all of the parts of your body that revolve around that center. When you say the word quo immediately brings you into that center of power that is your self-esteem and your self-confidence and your self-expression. When you say the word ja immediately brings you to that emotional center. Just the saying of it. Even if you did not know what the ja center was, if no one had ever told you the root keys and you heard the word ja, you're going to connect immediately to that center. And it is the same for all of the others. The zik, and the whiz, and the lim. That was a good question.
Okay, well, where did they originate?
There are galactic originations because of that, the Celestine auroral light.
Oh, okay. And on the Vim centers, being there's two parts to the Vim center, I've never heard exactly what are, the Zik has the primal and the past life. What's the two parts to the Vim?
It's not the same. The Zik has contained within one energy center, one revolving ball of energy. There are two parts, but they're contained in the same ball. The limb center is not that way. The limb center is two separate balls, and they work very much in conjunction with each other. It's very important that both of them spin clockwise, as well as omnidirectional. Of all of the centers in the body, this one's actually the one that's most frequently out of balance along with the jaw center. Because of the two, it's actually easier to get out of balance. The two do not relate to any particular thing, like we say that this part is reproduction, this part is sexuality. They're one and the same, but they're just two different parts of that. And they're like magnets that play a dance with each other. Don't get too close, don't get too far apart. And there have to be very good balance. They are one of the most tricky centers if you're working with the energy for a healer, as a healer. They're one of the most tricky ones to work with, and they're the ones that get out of balance the most easy because of this delicate relationship that they have with each other. There's very few people that who've never had energy work that can come and stand before you and not have these centers be out of balance because of their delicate nature.
And is it helpful for working with them to expand them out together, spin them together so they're going in unison together?
Absolutely, that's correct.
Are they the same color? Should be red?
They are the same color.
Okay.
Are there any centers below the root chakra, let's say in the knees or anything, any place below this root?
No, there's not that there are energy centers of their own.
But we do have a lot of what we've called chakras through the body in different areas.
Yeah, other minor little teeny weeny energy centers here and there. You can have an energy center anywhere that you have. Well, for instance, if you look if you look through the manual on Adept Level 1, you'll find there are many energy centers that are mentioned through the body. There are hundreds of them, literally. But the ones that we are concerning ourselves with are the root key centers. You have bone gateways, you have vibronic gateways, you have many other gateways that are all centers of energy. But they are not like the master root keys.
Does the energy always come in through the top of it? Does it ever come in through the back, perhaps, on some of it, like the spleen chakra?
I can't hear you.
Does the energy ever come in from other directions than from the top?
Well, it comes from all directions, but it's going to enter the body through one of the three pairs of alpha omega keys. But where it comes from that can be from any direction. You can hold out your hands like this, and in a sphere from every direction, you're going to be having energy coming in and out of those alpha omega gateways.
Okay, so the energy automatically comes in through the feet, the hands, and the top of the head. But is it coming in through anything else? Is it coming in like
All
through your shoulder, your
No.
elbow, or
No, all of the energy comes through the alpha omega gateways.
can you consciously bring it in through somewhere else? I mean,
No,
like say
it
I
comes
want to
through the alpha
bring
omega
it-
gateways only.
So if I want to bring energy into my elbow, I have to bring it in through, say, my hand or my head and run it down there. Is that
You can take an external energy, for instance, if you're working as a Celestine Vibronics, and you want to work on someone's elbow like this, just like you can put your hand here, and there's heat there, that's energy, that's going through that spot. So you have energy like that, you can take external energy and focus it there. You can take external energy and concentrate and say that we're going to bring this energy here, to this spot, directly through the skin, right through there, or here, or anywhere else.
Okay.
But in the normal flow of energy through your body, it only comes through the alpha omega gateways. If you as an energy adept are controlling the energy, you can make it come anywhere you wish.
Okay.
I've heard people say that like you're all the way into your feet. Are they talking about the life force?
And having difficulty hearing your words.
I've heard people say you're all the way in, like you're all the way into your feet. Are they talking about referring to the life force?
I have no idea.
Well, I suspected from that perhaps some people may not be all the way in their bodies.
Oh. Well, maybe I've heard is sometimes the aura not completely surrounding. It's like, is there anything to do with our energy field? It doesn't always go down to the feet. around
No,
the
that's
feet?
not the case.
It's always around.
You can have a very weak energy field that's spotty and actually has holes, large holes in it. But even in that hole, there will be the energy field surrounds you in a 360-degree field. It can be very strong and very vibrant, with not a single space missing on anywhere in it, or it can have some holes that can be quite large. But even in the holes, there is still going to be the rough shape of the sphere that's outlining the body.
I was just relating to what Gil said about you're being spaced out, you're not really in your body, and you need to gather up your aura and get in and grounded.
You can be out of your body completely. You can sit right here, right now, go into a trance, and have a large portion of yourself leave your body and go off and wander around. But your aura is still there. The aura does not disappear. It will shrink and be smaller when you're gone, but it's still going to be there.
Well, I mean, I think you're not always grounded in your body. I don't mean going out like you are, or you're in, but you're Jesse's out. I mean, you're spread out too far, and you need to get yourself grounded within your body. I've heard the same thing that Gal's talking about. You need to bring in your energy and focus in your body, that you're scattered. The word is scattered
That
out.
oftentimes is more to do with kaki than your energy.
The cocky.
When someone is scattered, it's normally, when that term is employed in my experience has been that it normally has to do with the kaki.
Okay.
And again, that's actually a good question. I'm understanding what you're saying. It's very important. One of the things I learned in Celestine Vibronics is, and it goes back to the word root, is the reason that you can take many different types of problems with Celestine Vibronics and truly solve them on a permanent basis is because you go to the root cause of the problems. And if you have someone who's saying this, they're not grounded, they're scattered, whatever, in terms like this, then you're working as an adept. You need to be able to identify what the root cause of that is and Not always, but most of the time it's going to be in the car key.
Well, I think sometimes other people are taking your energy, and that's why you're out.
Well, that can be the case as well. There's two types of people that can take your energy. Actually, there's only one type that can take your energy, but there's two types that can affect your energy. There are certain people who just put out a very negative type of energy. They're not taking energy from you, this type of person. But you can be in a very energetic and happy state, and all of a sudden you're around a negative person who's generating negative energy, and it quelches and squelches your own energy. Makes you draw inside, so you don't feel quite so energetic or quite so happy as you were before. Until that person leaves, and then you're happy again.
Okay.
That's the one type. And of course, the other type is the energy vampire, which is very, very rare. You're not going to run into them very often, and even if you do, unless you're actually married to one, you probably won't have a problem. But the energy vampires do actually withdraw your energy, and in that case, if you're dealing with an energy vampire, you'll be very discombobulated in your mental process particularly. You won't be able to think clearly, you won't be able to act decisively, and you will feel very ungrounded.
Okay, that's good.
You're welcome.
Now also, kind of going along with what you were talking about over there, is that the aura does get thinned out too much. For someone that has a weak aura, sometimes it gets spread out real thin. So that's also, I think, what correlates with that. Is that correct? We need to bring it in thick and close around the body.
That's good. You actually have a density. Imagine the difference between pushing your finger through water, or pushing your finger through, say, shampoo, or pushing your finger through a very thick facial cream. You see, there's a difference, and that's your auric field is actually the same way. Is that you can have a very great density and vitality to your auric field, or you can have a very thin, watery density that is very susceptible to altering your root keys as well as making you susceptible to astral beings attaching to you and things like that.
So when astral beings are in your energy field, they are affecting your energy field? Are they actually sucking energy from you, or disrupting? They're just disrupting your energy field?
They're not sucking energy from you, but they are disrupting your own energy flow. There are people who will when you tell them that they have an astral being attached to them, they will say, "Oh, that's fine. That's a friend of mine, and I don't want them to be taken away." That's not a good thing for them to think that way, because even if the astral being perhaps might be very friendly to them, might be even that is someone that is not intentionally trying to do any damage to them. But the fact of the matter is that any astral being, regardless of how nice it might be to that person's perception, is disrupting to the energy field of that person and should be removed.
What happens in the case of, say, children that are with parents that are very controlling, and then you develop patterns, say, I've had a controlling mother, and so my pattern has been to then be magnetized to other controlling people, and so my energy feels like in other healings that I've had, they've told me that my mother's been in my auric field running running my thought patterns, and because of imprints that I've gotten through learning and the relationship that I have with her. Is that an actual running of her energy in my field, or is that just the pattern that I've developed that allows that to be magnetized to me, or how would you?
It can be one or the other or both. Most of the time, that is from a pattern that has developed over many years. That's a pattern that's ingrained in your car key. So it's not something that you can just say, well, I'm going to change from one habit to another habit. Because it's a cellular pattern in your car key that has been established over many years and much time. So it needs to be dealt with at that level on the car key. And you can go particularly to, if you're going down, in fact, I was suggesting this to Strong Diana earlier today, and I'll share it with all of you. And it kind of rather connects to that which you're asking. Many of you here work with the Celestine Vibronics and you work to be adepts. At the first level that you're at now, Adept 1, the main purpose of Adept 1 Celestine Vibronics is to help you connect better with your higher self. Celestine Vibronics Adept Level 2, which you're going to be getting into, deals more concisely with the visualization process. So I'm going to start talking somewhat more about that as time goes on to get you used to that. Because in the visualization process, there is great power. Power beyond your imaginations. And part of that, some people will imagine, for instance, they're going into the car key. Like, for instance, you have these patterns that are in your car key that have developed from a controlling mother. These are in there, and your own actions today, even though your mother may be long and gone, your actions today are still generated from those patterns that are established actually in the neurons of the car. And so you need to be able to go into the car and go and find those neurons and encapsulate them or eliminate them. No, most of the time, you just want to encapsulate them. It's never a good idea unless it's absolutely critical to eliminate neurons in the car key. And you do enough of that with your past lives of alcohol and things like that. That took care of many, many neurons. So we don't want to damage any more of the other ones that are still there. So the best thing to do that is to encapsulate them in either rainbow or gold light. And then the memories and the patterns that are there cannot escape, but the neurons are still there. Now, to get to that point that you're able to do that, you need to be able to enter that car key. Now, there's probably not too many people here who have actually looked and examined the human brain. And so there are some that you will say, well, I'll think about going into the car key by opening a door and going into a room. But that's not quite the visualization that's needed. You actually need to visualize going into the brain. And I would suggest for you to watch at one of your meetings. There are two movies that deal with that you've had. One from a long, long time ago, called Fantastic Journey, I believe, was the name of that movie. And then a really more recent movie was Inner Space. Both of these movies deal with beings going micro-sized and going inside the blood vessels and through the body and things. And that's actually what you should do yourself for your visualization, regardless of what part of the body you're working with. If you're working with someone's kidney cells, for instance, visualize yourself traveling down the vein of blood into the kidney and finding that area that's needed to be worked on. And sometimes, oh, that's gory or that's yucky or whatever. But that's actually the best visualization that you can do, is actually visualizing yourself going in there with the power that you will to change things. And in the car key, when you want to encircle neurons, the first thing you need to do, for instance in this case with your mother, is you must ask your higher self a very important question. First, you must identify if this is from a pattern, in fact, that's been established and is residing in neurons in the car key. And if the answer is yes, the next question you must ask yourself is, how many neurons contain these memories, this pattern? Perhaps it will be 100, perhaps it will be 100,000, perhaps it will be 1 billion. However many it is, you need to have an exact number in your mind. And then picture yourself entering into the actual brain of yourself, if you're working on yourself, or your patient, if you're working on a patient. Go into that brain. See yourself following a blood vein, a blood vessel, because they all feed into that brain. Go into that blood vessel, go down it, just like all the movies that you see. Go down that blood vessel until you see the part of the brain that's containing those neurons. Head towards that part of the brain. Now that you're at that part of the brain, you see these neurons they're doing something special for you. They're glowing or whatever it is that you want to create. Go towards those. And now, with the ability that you wield, whether you're using tools or just the ability that flows through your own body, encircle them in a cocoon of gold or rainbow light. That the damage that they do to you, the powering is sealed, cannot do that anymore. And then go out. And know that in that process, you've done a great, great thing. It's very, very powerful. You can change your life, literally, in one time. It's not something that you have to go back and repeat it over and over things. If you do this exercise successfully, your life is changed from that time on.
With that question, Janice, what if it wasn't from patterns? What other thing could that be with her mother? Could it actually be her mother's energy?
If her mother is still in her life and is still giving her that energy, then it is going to be from both patterning of the past and current energy that's going towards her from today. Is your mother still in your life?
Yes.
Is she still doing this type of thing to you?
Oh, she tries.
So then there is still that thing there. And that is a cord then. It's completely different. And the cord is coming from your mother. It's an energy cord, in this case of controlling. And then once it gets nearer to you, it's going to pass through your auric field at some point. And the moment after it passes through the outside perimeter of your auric field, it's going to do one of two things. It's either going to go as a straight cord right to one of your energy centers, normally your car, or it's going to split it into multiple cords and go to multiple energy centers. So for instance, it might go to your car, which means it's going to work on your mental processes, and simultaneously a split might go to your jaw, which means it's going to work on you emotionally as well. And then it might also split and go to your whiz. It might make you ill, around your mother, or she's doing things like that. So then there could be many splits. The easiest way to eliminate this, again, is with a rainbow light. There are long-term solutions to that, but it has to do with dealing with your mother and that problem at hand at the root cause. Perhaps you don't have the time or energy right now to do that, or your mother is not willing to do her part to work with that. So the easy way to solve that problem quickly is to go back out just beyond your auric field when it was still a single cord. And it's always going to be coming through the auric field at the same spot. It doesn't move around. So perhaps it's right here, or perhaps it's up here, or perhaps it's down here. You ask your higher self where that spot is that cord is entering the auric field. At that spot, establish a little shield, not big, only this big is all that's necessary. Just a small shield the size of the diameter of that cord, a rainbow shield right at the outside perimeter of your auric field. And that will prevent that cord from going through anymore. It'll stop, it cannot get through that, and it cannot move to another spot, it is stopped. And if at some later date you then want to go and work with your mother and deal with that problem at the root cause to truly solve it so the cord disappears, it's not there, not having to be blocked, but it's simply not there, then you have that choice to do.
Now, would I have to work that out with my mother, or it would just be an internal process?
If you're doing the shield, that's on your own. If you want to go to the root cause, which involves your mother, because she's the one who's sending that energy, then you need to work with her as well, because she is the root cause.
Because I've done lots of work with decording from multiple...
But she has to be a willing participant. Is she a willing participant in this? You see, you cannot work on another master without their permission successfully. And your mother is a master, even as you are.
Right.
And so, unless she's agreeing for you to do that, and is a participant in the doing of that, not just saying, oh yes, do whatever you want, that's okay. That's not going to work permanently. She has to be a willing participant in that, as another master. Then the problem is solved.
So anyone that cords you, the only way that if they're consistently cording you is to use the rainbow shield, unless if they're an unwilling participant in agreeing not to cord you and work through the process.
That's right.
Why can't they just move the cord to another place?
The cord is coming in at the part of the auric field that it resonates with. That's the only part that it's resonating with. It's the only place it's able to get through that. So when you put the shield there, it cannot go to another spot because the auric field doesn't resonate with that energy at another spot. That is why that you do it by the cocoon. And there's two ways that you can deal with that, you see. The one way that I mentioned that is the best way is to do that as a cocoon, and the other way, of course, is to actually destroy the neuroreceptors. We're not destroying the neuroreceptors. What that means is that by putting it in the cocoon, you're cocooning that detrimental energy that is generated by those, which you are not eliminating the neuroreceptors. They are still available for other uses. They're still available to connect for other things, but the cocoon does not allow that opposing energy to escape from there. It allows other energies that are not of that detrimental nature to still be used through those neuroreceptors. So it's not a matter of having to restore them, they're still functioning. They're merely not allowing that other energy that's there.
What you're telling us with the other method is for the average person that maybe doesn't fully understand how powerful they are, maybe, or...
There are very few people who will be able to do that, as she has spoken.
But it's possible.
That's possible. You are the master. You can do anything. You literally can do anything. There are not any limitations on you at all. You cannot even imagine the things you can do. But when I speak of these things, I'm speaking of the space that most people are in at this time.
So when you mentioned that there are numerous, and I'm not sure if you addressed this or I just missed it, if there are, say, billions of neurons that hold this pattern, as a collective, can you just ask them to me? It's not like you've got the time to circle each one.
You don't have to circle them one at a time. Circle them as a group.
Okay. Well, that speaks the process of life.
So a person who could command this pattern to get out of his or her cellular level in such fashion that I'm describing, would that be a person who also has access to what we call grace?
I do not know what you mean by grace.
Grace is an energy that comes through from source.
I do not know what you mean by source.
Source is the beginning and the ending.
There is no ending. And the beginning is only the beginning for this universe. There are the universes way before this.
Connecting with what I call connecting with source, which is all this description I just did. I don't want to repeat.
Actually, that's the connection as you speak to source. For those of you who were here when I spoke on the nature of reality, you recall that there are 3 levels to reality. There is your personal outside ring, if you're thinking of a sphere. The outside layer is your personal reality. The inside layer, the second layer, is the mass conscious reality, and the core is the core reality of the universe that's been unchanged for 10 billion years in this universe. Now, what you are speaking of there is that middle one. There are different levels of mass consciousness. There's the mass consciousness of this room, the people that are in this room, that exist as a mass consciousness. There's the mass consciousness of your town, of your country, of your world. And then there's beyond that, there's more mass consciousness for the many worlds that make up your galaxy and then your universe. You're on the right track, you see, because that is actually what I was speaking of before, that as we get to higher levels of Celestine Vibronics, you're going to use more and more visualization. It sounds like you have great visual abilities to visualize and do those things, and that's very powerful. And if those things work for you to achieve, as you say, the changing of your reality, then that's wonderful. And different people won't necessarily be the same, but the visualization process is the same. Whether it's the same visualization or a different one, the ability to visualize is the ability to manifest. Master.
Thank you.
I will conclude tonight, and thank you very much for everyone's presence here.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
As we have heard, it is always a great joy to hear the different ways that people approach their own growth and creation. I want to remind all of you that the words that I speak to you are the words of Philos. These are not the words of God. You are God. You are the masters. And as you find a way, whatever that way is, that helps you to personally grow and enlarge your personal sphere, you're doing more to help yourself and all the beings of your world in this universe. And whatever that way is for you, it is right. You don't have to ask me that, is this right or is it wrong or whatever. Because if it's working for you to help you expand your sphere, then it's right for you. I bid that all of you go in the light. And remember when I say that, but I really should change those words to go in your light, because that is what it means. Go in your light. Let your light shine that all can see, the bright beacon on the hill that you are. I love all of you very much. Thank you for honoring
Love you
your
too,
presence.
Philos. Namaste.